Carver's Wood Shop. This is Arlene once again. I'm at the camper right now, the one that I made for the Carver's Wood Shop one. And what I have here is I'm putting together a automatic driven, power driven winch. I thought of buying a couple of 12 volt, but then you need the battery and you need to change the winch out and all that. So I looked it up online and I got some information that if you have a drill that does 500 inch of torque per inch, you'll be able to lift the roof on a camper. As I'm getting older, it's harder for me to, with my shoulders, to do the cranking all the time. The other one across the street is the same problem. I have to use the crank there as well. And I went to, I guess I went to Tractor Supply and I bought these two pieces. The 1 inch that I cut part of a crank handle off. I had 3 of these, so I cut one in half. Then this one would fit in here, and then this one would fit in here. Now it's important if you're going to do this to make sure you have the handle to it, because the drill, because there's a lot of twisting with it. You can really wrench your wrist with it if you're not careful. But having the lithium battery, this is a Cobalt brand, and I looked at the Waltz. They were way too expensive for me, so I went with the lower amount, and I've been lifting these a couple of times a day with no problem with this new system. And then all I do is hang on to the one handle and the drill, and I take it really slow and I crank it up or I crank it back down. And that way I keep this in reserve in case, in the truck, in case for some reason the batteries don't work, or you know, if something's not working correctly, then I can go ahead and use that instead. So if you're looking for a way of doing it, you need a good drill. A brushless drill is probably better than a brush drill in the motor. And the torque, again, has to be over 500. This is a 650. This is a 24 volt max lithium battery. And then I bought the 1 inch to fit over my piping. You know, I took this over to the store and fit the sockets over top, and then found a 1/2 inch adapter to fit into that to the drill. And it works great, folks. I wish I could show you how it works. Maybe I'll make another video later about that. But it really is a handy way of doing it, especially if you're opening it up a couple of times a day or a few times a week, like I will be doing. And it's just handy. So if the weather gets real bad or something really quick, you can either put it up and take it down really quickly. It doesn't take a lot, but you want to take it slow. You don't want to go crazy with it either. You don't want to rip the cables and all that. And then oftentimes when I have it up, I usually put a couple of sticks underneath it just as a safety precaution. I have these that I put up when I get it extended. I put these up with some zip ties when I do a show, in case it's windy or something happens to the cables, that I'm okay in it and people around it are okay. So that's my idea. And again, you know, just take one of these and cut it. Cut about maybe 4, maybe 5 inches of it, and then shove it back in here. And then you can just take your drill and hook it to this end and just start cranking, and it works great. All right, folks, I hope that helps you out and gives you a new idea. Take care. Bye-bye.